President Volodymyr Zelensky is losing favor, just to put it simply. According to reports, if elections were to be held today, Zelensky would suffer crushing defeat. And by whom, you ask? His former commander-in-chief, Valery Zelensky. You heard that right. Zelensky would lose to Zelensky by a large margin if elections were held in Ukraine today. This is according to a new report by the newspaper The Economist, where it basically cites internal polling. According to The Economist, many Ukrainians are clearly frustrated with their war leader. According to data it gathered, Zelensky would lose a future election by 30% to 65% to Valery Zelensky. That is, if the former commander runs for office. Right now, Zelensky serves as Ukraine's ambassador to the UK. The Economist reports further. The Economist report, in fact, further claims that in sharp contrast to the 90% popularity he supposedly enjoyed during the early days of the war in 2022, Zelensky's trust ratings have hit a low of 52% last month. But that's not the only poll. Another survey conducted by Sociological Center found that Zelensky's approval rating stands at around 16% as of February 2025. Meanwhile, Zelensky enjoyed the support of 27.2% of the respondents. The question over Zelensky's popularity at home was recently raised by US President Donald Trump, in fact, on Tuesday, when he told reporters basically that Zelensky's popularity was down at a 4%. Not just that, Trump had said that calls for new elections are not a Russia thing, quote unquote, but rather something coming from me and coming from many other countries also, quote unquote. And responding to the US president's claim, Zelensky suggested on Wednesday that Trump had fallen for what he called, quote unquote, Russian disinformation. He also cited a January poll from the Kiev International Institute of Sociology that says that 57% of Ukrainians trusted him. Zelensky's remarks did not sit well with Trump, who blasted Zelensky in a post on his Truth Social platform later that day, calling him a dictator without elections, quote unquote. On Thursday, the White House National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, also reprimanded Zelensky publicly and warned him to tone down the criticism against Trump, especially after all that the US has done for Ukraine. And the Russians have also questioned Zelensky's legitimacy to hold peace talks, if any. Last month, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Zelensky no longer has the legitimacy required to sign official agreements. Zelensky's 5-year presidential term expired in May 2024, and he has refused to hold elections since, citing martial law. And as for Ukrainian soldiers on the ground, they say that they will support the country for as long as they are needed to. Listen in.
If there is an election, I will look at the candidate. I am indecisive right now, and I don't want to concentrate on the elections right now because I am on vacation.
There are a lot of questions that need to be asked about President Zelensky's presidency. A lot of things could be done better, but we have what we have at the moment and not much can change.
In Ukraine's Kyiv, there is a mixed bag of emotions when it comes to the public support that Ukraine's President Zelensky enjoys. But what people have been calling on to the international community is to respect the local laws and the constitution of the country. Anas Malik in Kyiv, in Ukraine for WION, World is One.
To stay up to speed with the